Hey guys, and welcome to Little Black Bird 91. We're going to be talking to you guys about Love is Blind. I want to waste no much time. Let's get this clip going, baby. Now, you know what that means. Listen, we are here talking to you guys about Love is Blind Season 2, Episode 3. Please, if you're in the comment section, put a smiley face, put a little emoji in there to let me know that you are here. We're going to talk to you for the next hour or so about Episode 3. Please, we don't want no spoilers round here. Let me say it again for you. We don't want no spoilers round here, okay? No spoilers. Episode 3 discussion only, okay? Episode 3 discussion only, okay? No spoilers. Let me put it on the screen so you guys know. No spoilers, okay? Listen, episode 3 was mad. I've just finished watching it. It's mad. My brain is convoluting, and then we're gonna break it all the way down. Let me just bring this camera slightly down. We're gonna break it all the way down. We're gonna just talk about everything that happened. Cause listen, I'm sorry, I don't love them. I'm so sorry, I do not love them. From episode 3, I don't know what happens in episode 4, episode 5, but as far as I'm concerned, episode 3, I do not like Jarette and Iyanna. Simple as, okay? All right? Start as you mean to go on, okay? Then we have Shaina doing a madness, going just before, you know, Shaina was doing what people do before they go and get married, you know? Shaina's doing what people go and do before they get married, you know? One last time, let me have sex with my ex before I go and get married, because I need to make sure it's all out of my system. What? Who told you to go and say how you feel to Shane? It's too late now. It's too late to apologize. It's too late. It's too late. We don't want to hear your voice. Okay? That shouldn't be happening. Baby, you had a chance to choose him. You didn't choose him. Okay. All right, cool. Next. Jarette chose Iyanna when she's clearly second choice. Less said the better. We'll move on to that. We'll break it down a little bit later. I want to talk a little bit as well about Kyle and Shaina, because Kyle, how did you miss the clear Red Sea between the two of you? Since you like Bible jokes, how did you miss the clear Red Sea between the two of you? Because anybody could see the ocean-wide gap between yourself and Shaina, but you couldn't see it. Okay, Mallory and Salvador. Well, I hate to say I told you so. I hate to tell I told you so. Listen, Mallory. Listen, I knew Mallory was choosing Salvador because he's a safe option. Let's keep it a buck. I said that last week. I said this from the last review. I said Mallory choosing Salvador. If she does choose him, it's safe versus risk. It's that simple. She was all talking about how I'm emotionally feeling like, I can be with him. You get there and the emotions are not covering how you look at him. Huh? You don't like how he looks? Right? That's what we're talking about. All right, cool. Let's break it down. But before we do, make sure you like it, you share, you subscribe, you click on the bell button for notification of the uploads. We appreciate you as well. We're doing this every night until Friday night where we do episode 5, and then we'll restart on the next week and do the same again, okay? So that you get the content every single day. You got something to look forward to. If we did all the lives in one day, you wouldn't have anything to look forward to. But every night, there's going to be a review about Love is Blind. So we're going to be bringing it right to your doorstep. Stay hydrated because the streets out there are hot. All right, let's get into the video. Let's start first and foremost with Shaina. Let's start first of all with Shaina. Shaina and Shane. Question something that happened, okay? Because if you coming out start telling me, about how you feel, it's a bit too late. Do you know what I'm saying? It's a bit too late, okay? Let me just put it here. No spoilers, please. No spoilers, please, okay? Let's get into it. All right, cool. I'm going to bring this on the screen. Let's put this on the screen. Yes, okay. Let's go forward a little bit more. Because I want to get the conversation between him and Shaina.
Natalie, what you think you're like wanting, I hope you do find it. I don't want to look like that person that's like making judgments on like what their life would look like.
But baby, you're already making the judgments. First and foremost, let's talk a little bit about Shaina's madness. Okay, Shaina decided that after Kyle had proposed, okay, now you feel the confidence to come now to Shane and tell him how you feel. And look, let me tell you something that's happened. You know, number one, she knows Kyle is the wrong person for her. Number two, since she's already moving mad by accepting a proposal that she doesn't really want, she also got the kahunas and the strength to go to Shane and tell him how she felt. Right? She used the fact that she was already in a bad situation and she already had the confidence to say yes. She used that same confidence to come and tell Shane how she felt. See, sometimes you can't say to people how you feel until you're in a certain place. All right. You know, and the truth of the matter was, she chose to come, to Shane after she already said yes to Kyle. That screams for me desperation. You heard him talking to Natalie, you heard him getting on with Natalie, and instead of using your sense and your brain, you're out here talking the most. Listen. Yes, she's a Jessica of the season, and it's so interesting. The exact same thing Jessica did, the exact same thing she's doing, and I don't know if it's a bit scripting or what. It's a little bit unbelievable for me. She got so confident with it that she almost started judging Natalie in the relationship, saying, you know, I don't want to judge, but I feel like, I don't want to judge, but I feel like, I will be a better fit. Hey, baby, what you talking about? What you mean you're gonna be a better fit? What you talking about? You're gonna be a better fit? What you mean you're gonna be a better fit? What you talking about, baby? Let's play a little bit more. She means.
But I would be the only one that can really be that wife for him in a real genuine and authentic way.
Yeah, but if you could have been that authentic wife, you would have chosen him first time round and said yes to him. You would have told him how you felt, but you were scared. And this is a lesson, I guess, to a lot of us as well. Look, go for what you want. Don't pretend that you don't want to go for what you want. You know, today, let me tell you a little story. Just the last few weeks, last week, this week alone, right? I went to study how to move and approach to girls. I know it sounds mad. Just hear me out. Just hear me out. Don't judge me just yet. I was studying how to approach and move to women. Don't judge me. Just listen to what I'm going to say. It's going to make sense, I think, by the end of what I'm saying. Okay. So here's the thing, right? There are certain times where I feel mad confident and I will approach a woman. I don't feel no way. Just go and approach her. Hey, how you doing? You good? Yeah, start talking to her. Blah, 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 and we're good, right? But there's a lot of days I am not feeling that confidence. There's a lot of days I'm in my own head saying, what are you going to say when you get there? When you get there, how are you going to talk to her? Bruv, what are you going to do? Are you going to, don't look like a dickhead when you go to her, right? So I get into my own head sometimes, right? So the other week, beginning of this week, I went to watch a video because, the Bible says faith cometh by hearing the word of God. And when you take the first part of that sentence, Romans 10:17, it says faith cometh by hearing. Leave the word of God out of it because it's not about the word of God right now. It's the understanding of the principle. What I hear, I will end up having faith in to do, right? Because we walk by faith, not by sight. So if I'm going to move in faith, I need to hear it and then I'm going to see it and then I'm going to do it, okay? So I went to listen to these videos. I was listening to some videos of how to approach, what to say, right? And then I said to myself, okay, the test of this now, as I've heard it, is to put it into practice, okay? So just today even, it happened today at the gym. I saw one pretty gal, a pretty gal in the gym and, she was dressed quite nicely, you know what I'm saying? She looked like she was ready for the gym. I said, okay. Let me give her a few minutes, let her settle into her gym routine. Let me not disturb it at the beginning. Let me come in the middle when, everybody's kind of working. All right, cool. So I went about my workout. I sat there, I pumped some iron, I did this and that, did this and that, this and that. Listen, it took me a good 3, 4, 5 minutes because I was pumping it and I was like, are you gonna go, coach? Are you gonna go? I don't be a dickhead, don't, you're gonna look a dickhead if you go. And I was in my own head, right? I was in my own head trying to wrestle with my mind as to Go or don't go, right? Fear. I'm telling you a story for a reason. Fear, right? And it got to a point I said to myself, but remember, in order for you to be better at this, you're gonna have to throw yourself into it, which means, bro, don't worry about what you're gonna say, just go in there. Yeah? You'll figure it out as you go, right? So now I leave the machine, shoom. I get up, I start walking, and I walk towards the girl, and I said, hey, excuse me, how you doing? You're right. She's like, yeah, I'm good. I'm saying, listen, sorry to disturb. My name's Kojo, by the way. How you doing? Give a little handshake. We started talking. I was like, what's her name? Her name's this and that. I said, all right, cool. So I said, I've seen you a few times in the gym, but I didn't have the courage to come and say hello. And you know what? Today's the day I come to say hello. She laughed. I laughed. I said I was a little bit nervous. She's laughed some more. We cracked some joke. You know what I'm saying? We all chatted it up, and it was all nice and everything, right? Now, the most important part of the story, okay, is not the conversation itself. The most important part is the fight between fear and faith, right? And I'm not even saying fear is juxtaposed to faith. It's not. Fear is a natural response we have to protect ourselves from oncoming pain, oncoming trouble coming our way. Now, how we interpret that fear depends on what we believe, okay? And what we believe is by what we have seen. And that's our past life and how we value ourselves and the self-esteem. Now, the reason why I'm talking about this is because what did Shaina see that she felt so fearful that she couldn't tell Shane how she felt? What did Shaina see? Okay, what did Shaina see that she felt some type of way that she couldn't go over and talk? Sorry, she couldn't tell Shane how she really felt. That she waited until it became an inconvenient time to now come and tell him. You see, when you allow fear to paralyze you, that's different. There's nobody's absent of fear except God himself. Nobody's absent of fear. Fear in itself is not a bad thing. It is when we allow it to rule us. Right? So when you allow fear to rule you, okay, then you don't make the right moves, and then you come at this point where you're now telling Shane, "Oh, I'm liking you," but babe, you could have told him that and saved yourself all the trouble beforehand, but you didn't, right? But you didn't, and now you have to give grand, eloquent speeches about how great he's gonna be. Let's watch a little bit. Yeah?
Really sorry.
Fuck, I don't even know what to think right now. God.
And again, like, we can, like, keep this private, like, so it doesn't...
Oh, well, trust me, it's not gonna fucking... Listen, that's not for anyone else's business. You had the chance.
And that is the problem, right? That is the problem. Right there. You had your chance. Just like I was in the gym today, right? I had a chance. And I took it. But the window of opportunity, it was 5 minutes. That's too long. Listen, as soon as you see it, you should go and get it. It's just that simple, right? You wait 5 minutes, you're gonna waste a lot of time, right? And potentially the opportunity could go. So here in her particular instance, she had a time frame to do this in, and she didn't do it. This is a lesson for everybody here that when you have an opportunity and chance comes your way, don't let fear paralyze you. Courage is in the face of fear. This is why you need courage. Courage allows you to stand up and say, actually, I'm going to still pursue and go forward in fear. And that then turns into the faith, right? If you want to talk that particular sense, right? Faith and I don't like juxtaposing fear and faith, because faith doesn't mean that it's absent of fear. Do you know what I'm saying? Just because I might have feared at the moment doesn't mean I'm not going to execute in faith, but I can still have some fear there. You know what I'm saying? So for me, at this point, it was peak, right? I want to see if I can get the speech. The speech was mad.
I just wanted you to know that I do have deep feelings for you. I do envision a life with you together, and I do, honestly, I really do care for you a lot.
Yeah. So, baby, listen. Look, right there, it's a good point, Desiree. I'm gonna talk about that. You know, right there, you see, now you have to do a grand speech about I do have deep feelings for you. Da 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 da. You know, let me tell you another story. Let me tell you another story. Okay, and this is why insecurity and you need to be healed. I remember there was one bad gal. I'm talking about out of my league type gal. You know the one. Now let's keep it a buck in terms of looks. Let's not pretend. I don't like to pretend. This is why you have to keep it real yourself, so you know exactly what you're going to. This girl was a model status, intelligent. You know what I'm saying? Came from a very good family as well. Listen, this girl was fire. You know how I like my black women too as well. You know, I like my black women too. At the time, you know, I was on a Caribbean gal as well. You know. Anyway, listen, this girl was fire. It's some years ago, right? And we were talking on Twitter. She must have entered my DMs and be like, and we had an argument. And then we started talking, right? We started talking, right? And as we started talking, we started getting close. I can see that we're getting close and everything like that, right? Look. Then she says, then I think at one point, we're kind of flirting, not flirting kind of thing, right? You're touching on the peripherals of flirting or not flirting, yeah? And I remember she sent me photos of, how do you think about this dress? What do you think about this dress? And I'll be like, all right, it looks good. That shoes look good, da da da. All right, cool, right? We used to really get on that level. And then one day she asked me a question, right? She says, Coach, do you like me? And do you know what I heard in the back of my head? Do you know what I heard in the back of my head? This girl's trying to play me. What do you mean, do I like you? You're trying to play me. You want me to like you so you get some validation. See, because in that mindset where I was, I didn't think I could handle this type of girl. So my insecurity are killing me. Look, if you allow fear to drive you, you will be in positions like this giving grand speeches. Because guess what happened to me? After I gave a grand speech, like, after I said no, a few days later, I gave a grand speech, but then it was too late. Listen, the window of opportunity presents itself. You cannot be moving in fear, right? Insecurity, you can't be moving in it. You understand? This is why we need to take time out and heal and grow and mature in our emotions and mature in some of the experiences that we've had as well and learn from them as well. Let me just go to this point, really good point here. And her intuition was trying to protect her from Shane. He calling Natalie's girlfriend and then telling her she's hot. Yeah, I mean, her intuition should tell her the truth. Neither Shane nor Kyle are her prospectus, but she wants to go for Shane, right? She wants to go for Shane. I mean, I don't agree with it, but she wants to go with Shane, you know, and unfortunately, now we're here, you know, now we are here. But let's talk a little bit about Shaina and Kyle, because that's honestly an absolute mess, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. Shaina and Kyle that's even more Quash SM that's coming. Like Shaina and Kyle is even more Quash SM. Like, because, you know, with Shaina and Kyle, she knows that she's not feeling him. Do you know what's even worse? Was the actual kiss that they shared, bruv. If that wasn't a clue enough to know if the girl don't like you, brother, I don't know what is. Okay? I don't know what is. God. Let me show you a little clip and we'll get talking about it as well. Okay?
Look at you.
How are you?
Oh. Did y'all see that? Did you not see the kiss? Did you see what the kiss is? Did you see what the kiss is? Did you see the kiss? I'm gonna show you again. The kiss was kind of peak still. Oh, like, if you ever want to know someone don't like you, yeah, this is the moment, bro. Let me show you. This is the moment. She didn't even, someone said she didn't even close her mouth. Ah, damn. Oh, look at that. 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 Look at the recoil, blood. Look at the recoil. My girl is not interested. My girl said, I'm not even interested in your lips. I'm not even listen, at least she could have lied to herself, but she's not even feeling him. I don't think she even finds him attractive. She's not even feeling him. Even the kiss couldn't save it, bruv. My girl was in. You know what I mean? Yeah? Yeah, the girl recoiled, man. It's peak, man. It's peak. You know what I'm saying? As soon as he let in, she went. Like, I'm sure she would have gone like this. And that's what made it awkward. So now, watch this. When you watch this, he's trying to. There was another awkward part. I wonder if I'll catch it here. Wait, hold on.
The crashing waves, I'll never leave your side.
I'll see her.
All right, I can't do any more because I'm gonna get copyright. But I'm gonna show. I think it's the next 10 seconds, right? He tries to move forward, she moves back. I'm gonna show you, and it's peak. That she knows she's not into him. Why did she say yes? Why say yes? You see, and this is the thing about desperation and validation and ego, right? Because when you want that validation from someone, when you want that validation to feel like you're being loved, when you want that validation to feel like someone cares about you, when your ego needs to be stroked, when you're desperate for someone to like you, love you, and care for you, and put their arms around you, right? That's what happens. You choose Kyle rather than choosing Shane. I'm not even saying Shane is that much better of a deal, but you didn't go after what you actually wanted. And this is why I'm going back to my story about telling you guys about in the gym. I want you to understand something. I'm sharing my heart with you because I want you to understand something. I want you guys, those of you who are still single, we are not going for second best. I want you to hear me very clearly. We're not going for second best. What does that mean? It means go for exactly what you want. And if you don't, if you go for it and it doesn't work out for you, that's fine. You went for it, but you're gonna go for something else that you want. Right? That's why I was telling a story about when I was in the gym and I saw the girl, okay, I said, I need to go and talk to her. Now, if I get rejected or not, makes no difference. I'm going for what I want. I'm not going to wait for it to come to me because then I haven't really gone forward and grabbed what I actually want. I'm moving very passive. Now, don't get it twisted. I can still get what I want that way. By grace of God, God could bring a girl along that way and I could passively get that girl. No, how about I go out and get what I want? Right? How about I go beyond and not wait in fear or not approach the person because I'm scared I'm gonna get rejected and someone's gonna hear it. No. If I like it, let's go for it. And if I get it, if I don't get it, I don't get it. But we're not choosing second best. Right? Because second best oftentimes is about validating your own ego, which is where we're going to come to Jarette and Iyanna. When we want to validate our own ego, we want to lick our own wounds, when we're feeling like nobody's going to love us and we choose somebody who really isn't for us. Do you get what I'm saying? So Shaina has done herself an absolute disservice. Right? She knew from the very beginning the fact that they had strong value systems, that it wasn't going to work. Sis, why would you want then to go with Kyle? And the reason why, and here's the thing, the reason why Shaina is really scared about going with Kyle is because this isn't going to lead to a relationship. It's going to marriage. There's no outs here. That is why she's being so apprehensive. Don't get twisted. She'll be apprehensive if it was a relationship. But she can quit the relationship. She can lie to herself a little bit and quit the relationship. You can't lie to yourself and quit the marriage. Like, it's too much. Right? Now, some people actually do this. They actually lie to themselves all the way into marriage, ignoring their own red flags, ignoring their intuition and their gut instincts, and they get married and then it ends badly. But Shaina knows the red flags already. And she told him the red flags and he decided to ignore it. And here's why he decided to. We're going to talk about Kyle. Kyle's got a problem. Kyle is a freaking problem. Okay? He's a problem unto himself. Okay, we are sick and tired of seeing men like Kyle. Nice boys. Good boys. I should say nice guy versus good guy. Remember the difference. Nice guy versus good guy. Kyle is nice. Oh, I'm coming for Kyle too. Kyle ain't innocent in this. Kyle is a nice guy, not a good guy. Yeah. And if you want the difference between a nice guy and a good guy, the nice guy, okay, all right, is nice because he's trying to get what he wants. Right? The nice guy is a facade. It's not real. He doesn't know his own boundaries. He doesn't know himself. He will bend until he gets what he wants and then complain when he gets what he wants. The good guy understands, this is my boundary. This is the type of woman I want to be with. And this is what I will tolerate from a woman. I won't tolerate the extra stuff. This is what I need. Boom. This is it. And he's able to articulate his boundaries in a way that's respectful, not rude. Right? You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna talk about the vegetarian thing because it's a real thing. The vegetarian thing is a real thing. I'm gonna talk about it. It's not the fact that he's vegetarian. We're gonna talk about it. All right, we're gonna talk about it. But with Kyle, you know, you heard her say, our belief systems are so different, bro. You don't want to convert, bro. It's okay. And not only that, old girl Shaina, is she born again or is she just Christian? And do you know what? I find it so funky. Religious people are so religious. It's mad. Religious people are so religious. I mean, they are so hell bent on religion, and yet they don't follow any of the tenets. They don't follow any of the tenets. They're not born again. They don't follow Jesus. They just say they're Christian. Go to church. Read a little 1-2 verse, appear, you know, and not necessarily being born again. It's crazy, but they be the hardest people. They be the ones that like, I can't marry nobody who's not a Christian. I can't marry somebody who's not a Christian. Baby, I don't think you're born again, but you hard on this. You right? But it doesn't make a difference. The most important thing is, right? The most important thing is she recognizes this is my value. This is what I value. Remember I told you in the last episode, attitude versus value, right? Attitude versus value, right? Attitude versus value. And the attitude versus value states that we must be in alignment with these things. It's not everything, but we must be in alignment with those things. And she knew she was not in alignment with Kyle. Why did she go forward? Desperation, manipulation. If she stays in this relationship long enough, and here's the thing, she's already I shouldn't say manipulation. It will turn into manipulation. She's already letting us know. And letting him know, hey, you know what? I'm scared because this is going to turn into a toxic situation. Baby, if you know it's going to turn into a toxic situation, scared of it turning into a toxic situation, you don't need to be in this relationship. Right? You don't need to be in this relationship. You don't need to be in this relationship because you know where it's going already. Right? You know where it's going already, and you're still going in that direction. That's programming. Right? Knowing that you deserve better, but not trying to do better. Right? So now, here's the thing about Kyle. Okay? Before even they saw each other, I had a problem with Kyle. And my problem was the fact that she had told him several times, hey, you know, red flags, okay? All right? Red flags are appearing, and I'm scared for these red flags. You know, I don't think these red flags are going to make us work together, and yet you still proposed. That's you. I was also there once, so I can tell you, that's nice guy, not good guy. A good guy hears the red flags, sees the red flags, acknowledges the red flags, and acts upon the red flags. Hey, I don't need to be here. There's red flags here. I'm going to go a different direction. Right? That's the problem. Right? She told him this in the pod, and then when they meet after, she told him again. Let's play a little bit more. Look here.
And so I'm just like freaking out.
About what?
I don't want to make a mistake, and I don't want you to make a mistake. I don't want us getting caught up in like the excitement.
But are you willing to try?
How many relationships has Kyle been in? Because, brother, I'm hearing a girl saying she don't want me. Oh, don't you want me, baby? Don't you want me, baby? Don't you want me? Oh. He doesn't want her. Right? He doesn't want her. She doesn't want him. Right? And that's the biggest problem. She doesn't want him. Right? And she's let him know as well at the same time, hey, there are going to be more issues even after they meet, and he's still willing to go for, are you willing to try? The reason why you're saying, are you willing to try, is that's what nice guys say. Good guys don't say that. Good guys don't say that. Good guys don't say that. Nice guys say, oh, aren't you willing to give it a try? Won't you just give me a chance? You know the ones where the man them, you ladies, you remember this one, remember this day, yeah? If I was with you, I would tell you that you're beautiful every single day. Listen. When you get more mature in this love game, you don't be saying them bars, bro. If I was with you, I wouldn't treat you badly. I would love you forever. Like, nigga, shut up. Okay, shut up. Okay, shut up. Okay, stop it. All right, stop that. If I was you, I'd hold you in my arms every single day and love you. But man, shut up, bro. Like, I'm not saying that you can't say lovely lines and cute lines and cheesy lines. I'm not saying that. I'm saying, but the ones where they be typing a message to you, typing a message, and you just know, like, they're capping because they can't keep up that same energy. He's never gonna keep that up, right? Every day writing paragraph, how he feels about you, man. Shut up, man. Shut up. Writing them long ass paragraphs, bro, every day, bro. You make me the most happiest person in my entire life. And I'm not saying you can't do that. Listen, even me and my ex, right? We'd write lovely paragraphs to each other because our love languages were words of affirmation. That's different. But when I first meet you, I'm not trying to drop them, every day, I would tell you you're beautiful every day, I would tell you that your hair looks nice every day, I would kiss your feet. Like, nigga, shut up. Them ones that, and that's what Kyle's giving me, that energy right there. Kyle's giving me that energy right there. Okay? That energy right there. And that doesn't last because it doesn't come from a genuine place. It comes from a people-pleasing place. It doesn't come from a real place. Right? Okay. So and then let's I'm sure I can get if I can get it. When we get let's watch a little bit more of what they just said because it was funny, man. Do you know what I mean?
Are you willing to give it a try?
Part of me's like, go for it. And then the other half is like, be wise here.
Can you imagine? My girl said, my girl said, listen, half of me is saying like, half of me is saying like, go for it. The other half is telling me be wise. Oh my day. If somebody tells you the other half of me is saying be wise, you don't need to be there. She didn't even say, oh, the other half of me is telling me my logic or something. No, she said be wise, wisdom. So she's competing against wisdom. Whether it's no, brother, you don't need to be in that space. You don't need to be in that space. Okay? You need not be in that space. And this is the thing. Again, I want to say this for you guys. Okay? And ladies and gentlemen, I want to say this for guys. There is no need for you to be in a position with somebody liking them and then having to give them a grand speech of persuasion. I won't do it. I'm not here for it. I'm not begging, okay? Begging you. Put your lovely hands up on me. Nah, I'm not about to do it. I am not about to beg, okay, for you. No. I'm not about to beg for you. Okay? All right? We are not about to beg for your time and beg for your heart. Right? We're not about to beg. Okay? I don't want to beg. Someone said 2020 hindsight. Nope. He should have known this from before. In the pod, she gave him a red flag. She said, our differences are too much. When a girl was starting to say, listen, I told you, I'm not interested in girls that are insecure anymore. I don't want any of my sisters to be dealing with men who are insecure and are not sure about what they want. I'm not even talking about finance or nothing. I'm talking about genuine interest. We are not interested in insecure people who don't know how to go after what they want. We're not interested. We're not buying what you're selling anymore. I want this message to be very clear to you. Okay? Because she gave him the red flag and said, listen, I'm not here to prove to you that I'm the best for you. If I've been conversating with you, talking with you for days upon days, and you couldn't see the value in me, I don't need to prove it to you. Let me get out. I'm not fighting for this love. No, I'm not fighting for this love. Nope, I'm not. I'm not fighting for it, because if you couldn't see the value yourself, why am I forcing you to see the value? Why? Why am I forcing you to see the value when you couldn't see yourself? I mean, you don't value what's good. Or maybe I'm just not good enough for you. Whichever way you look at it, I am not about to start proving myself to you. So let me just say this, ladies and gentlemen, stop trying to prove yourself to people who don't want you to prove themselves. Who don't want you to prove yourself to them in the first place. They don't want you. They don't want you to prove themselves. Now you're looking idioting, or you're getting used for sex because you're trying to prove yourself. Why? You think I don't know when you talk to me, I can't see your value? You talk to me, I can't see how good you are? You think when you talk to me, I don't know how beautiful you are to me? Why would it when I say, do you know what, there's too many red flags, and then you're out here going, well, let's give it a try. Let's give it. No, I'm not about to give anything a try, baby. If you ain't ready to go in there, then listen, I don't need that kind of girl. I don't need it. See, that's what I'm trying to say to you. When you get healed, this stuff is not attractive. Many of us have been in this position with people because we're actually operating from a place of brokenness. I'm there with you. I've been there, so I know what I'm talking about. Let me sit there and tell you what I've been through so that you know that don't follow me, because that was madness what I was doing. Look, I heard a red flag. Listen, let me tell you something. I got into a relationship with a girl, and the girl told me on the very first day a red flag. She's like, look, you know what? One of my toxic traits is that, like, I go through people's phones. I said, don't worry about it. Like, I've got nothing to hide, so it's cool. Like, you can go through my funny phone. I got nothing to hide. Coach, did you hear what she just said? She didn't say she's healed from it. She said her toxic trait is she goes through people's phones. I decided to ignore that, and 9 months down the line, when the relationship is kaputting, who's to blame? Not her, me. Because if I decided that I wanted to go after that, that's my fault. That's my fault. And see, because I was operating from a place of insecurity, or I should say a place of brokenness, I still hadn't reached a final form yet in understanding that I don't need to go through that. I just want to get into a relationship. I want someone to love me. I want someone to care for me. No. And no. We don't have to accept that. That is not a level, that is not a standard we are accepting. And when you get healed, you start to realize those options are no longer options. It's nice, it's been lovely, but I gotta bow out. Right? It's been lovely, it's been nice, but I gotta bow out. So if a girl is now telling me, telling me, oh, we just got two different beliefs, I need to believe her. We got two different beliefs. She's right. Why am I, as a Christian, trying to prove to somebody, or trying to persuade somebody who's not a Christian to get on side? Can you imagine? Right? And that's what happens a lot of times with people who are baby Christians. Right? We've all been there before. Baby Christians, will look for people outside of the church and say, I can change them. They're interested in God. They want to know God. Yeah, but if they don't let them get to know God. Get out the way. Get out the way. Right? You hear people saying, look, I'm a Christian and I want to, but he or she is, they're kind of discovering their faith. They want to know about Jesus, or they just started going to church because I've invited them. Get out of the way. Get out the way. get out the way. If they want to find Jesus, get out the way, because they came for Jesus, not for you. You're thinking about relationship, they're thinking about Jesus. Get out the way. You're in the way. This is what I'm talking about, stuff like this. But when you're not healed, when you're broken, this is way. Anyway, back onto the show, man. I'm talking too much, bruv. Talking way too much. Okay, let's get back onto this. Let's get back onto this. You know, let's get back onto this. Let's get back onto this. Let me see what he said. I want to get to the part where he talks about how attractive he finds her, right? Because that was the next clue, right? That was the next clue where we knew what he was.
I think that she wanted to tell me in person that, like, you're amazing, but don't think that it's all fairy tales and rainbows from here.
Do you want?
Is that all you heard from what she was saying, brother? You didn't hear the fact that she don't want you. Like you people, sometimes we want things in black and white to have it in black and white that the person no want you, you know, the person don't want you. But listen, there's no need. There's no need, you know. Sometimes, in fact, I'm gonna play this clip for you. This is gonna show you, like, yeah, it's painful, man.
The crashing waves, I'll never leave your side.
I see her, and I'm like, shit, I'm a slouch. Way out of my league.
Okay, listen. Like I said, when I was broken, I spoke like this gentleman here. I just told you a story about that, right? Right? But it's all the actions with it, right? It's all the... So, okay, look, you can know somebody physically, you can be punching above your weight. You can know that, right? Of course, that's not a thing. But when you add the other behaviors, that's when you know somebody's operating from a place of insecurity or over security or whatever they're operating from, right? You will know if they're healthy or not. Because someone might be like, look, listen, she's a beautiful girl. Yeah, maybe in ordinary life might not have seen me, but listen, I don't care. I'm confident in myself, right? But then to add the other behaviors that we've seen, ignoring red flags, and that's even before you've seen her face. And then now you're talking about the fact that she's out of the league. You feel crap about it. And it's a part where he said he feels crap about himself. I'm not about to feel crap about myself. If you're a Vaseline, I'm about to feel good, baby. Okay? I'm not about to feel crap about myself because I know my energy be pulling. Okay? I know my source is correct. I pulled it back. Vaseline. There we go. Right? Let's listen to a bit more.
Imagine you're standing next to like a supermodel. You're gonna feel like a piece of shit. That's how I felt. She told me she doesn't care how I look, but she puts a lot of effort into how she looks. Man, brother is in a sunken place, my brother. Man said, listen, he said, listen, you're gonna feel crap. Why would I feel crap standing next to her, bro? No, deep it. Like, why am I gonna feel crap standing next to her, bro? I'm not about to feel crap because you stand next to me. But that's what I'm trying to say. The self-esteem, which talks about regulation of one's personal value of self, that was missing, you know? And so because of that, right, his low self-esteem, he's talking about himself in such a light, right? Such a light. So unfortunately, what we got here is somebody speaking so negatively of themselves. It shows you that, yeah, you don't have a good self-esteem, because the value of yourself shouldn't be to downgrade yourself where you call yourself shit standing next to somebody. You know what I'm saying? Someone said, when you try to tell them nicely but hear what they want to hear, I just say how I feel and hurt people and bruise ego. I'm working on my delivery. Lol, I hear you. Yeah, you know,
he's oblivious to what's going on, and that's a low self-esteem is real. It's a low self-esteem that's forcing him to move forward in the manner that he is moving forward. You know what I mean? I want to see if I can get this. Let's see what happens. I want to show you the part where they talk about the meat and the vegetarian thing, because that's really important, and that's what I'm saying about nice guy versus good guy. Because when you deal with a good guy, he knows his boundaries. When you deal with someone who isn't, they will bend at every single bend. Okay, so I'm going to show you the clip, right? Let's look at this part right now, okay? Now, remember, he's a vegetarian. She's into her meats. No problem. Now, here's the thing. People, you are in control of how you allow people to treat you, right? The first time someone does something to you, understandably, you may not have caught it on time, but you let people know, hey, that's not going to work for me. Okay. Now, when I look at the situation here, when he's dealing with old girl, you are a vegetarian, she's a meat eater. Stick to your vegetarianism, right? But look what she says, and this is why I said that if it continues, she will turn into a toxic individual. Do you know why she knew the situation would turn toxic? Because she knew herself she would turn toxic. She knew herself she would turn toxic, right? So let's watch a little bit here, right? So she even tried to stop you from doing it, but you did it. And let me tell you something. Can I tell you something? Ladies, and you can testify to this. Any man watching this, let me be very frank with you. Something that I learned transitioning from nice guy to good guy. Boundaries. Not only boundaries, but sticking to your own boundaries. Okay? Now, if you say you're vegetarian, there's nothing wrong with you changing your mind and becoming somebody who loves meat. But there's a motivation that we must determine the context first. In this scenario, this is the first time they've met. Okay? All right? There is no need for him to want to eat meat on this occasion. And listen to what he said. I'm doing this. He basically said, I'm doing it for you. Right? I'm doing this for you. That's what nice guys do. I'm doing this for you. That's why I'm doing it. I'm people pleasing in the hope that you'll love me. I'm people pleasing in the hope that you'll care for me. I'm people pleasing in the hope that you'll forget that we had those red flags earlier on and you'll override it and love me. Which is why I'm saying all that carnage that Mandem be speaking to you, okay, about, I'm going to tell you I love you every single day. A lot of women find it sickly because they realize most men don't even talk like that. Most men who are really real, I'm not about to tell you I'm going to tell you I love you every single day. Don't worry about those other men. I'm going to man, shut up, man. You know what I mean? So, and you're right. He's a carbon copy of Mark from last year. They know exactly what they're doing. This is they're doing what TV series do. TV shows do. They're using a formula. Now, here's the thing. As a man, you are respected when you hold firm to your boundaries. Listen, even if your boundaries means that you lose that girl, the woman will respect you. Okay? She'll respect the fact that you have a boundary. Now, she may not like you, but she's going to respect it. Okay? And if you're with a partner, okay, as a woman, she wants to feel safe knowing that you're true to your word and that you hold good boundaries, because that's not only just speaking about you, that's speaking about how you operate in the relationship. Emotional safety, emotional intimacy, that will guide that aspect, because you know that, hey, look, babe, listen, I don't bend on this. And not only that, whenever you flake on your boundaries, what it really means is you're not consistent, you're inconsistent. And people, human beings, do not like inconsistency because we cannot predict the behavior. Thus, fear steps in. Yeah? Fear will step in because when you're inconsistent, the person can't depend on you. You're not dependable because you shift and move the pillars whenever you feel like it. And not only that, you do it at my will. And here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. And women really dislike this, okay? Right? Women really dislike this behavior because what happens is the man ends up worshipping them. And that means they become the head. I'm just going to say it. When the man starts to worship the woman becomes the head, and now she feels now she has to protect you, not the other way around. The Bible says the woman is a weaker vessel, talking about physically. She's a weaker vessel physically. Okay? But there's also an aspect where the mindset of a woman wants to be protected. We talk about it all the time. Black women are not protected. Black women are not protected. Black men are not protected. Black women are not protected, right? And whenever you worship women, you leave women to be unprotected because now she's protecting you. So boundaries that you stick to are important. So if you say you're vegetarian, you stick to that. You don't change it because I'm doing it for you. When especially she's told you that she's got red flags there. You don't do that. You don't do that. You don't do that. You don't do that. So when I saw that, I said, oh, so all of that. And here's where a nice guy will really show his neck. Because the nice guy, okay, is going to do what he just did. And they're going to be pissed when they don't get something back. They're going to be so under the layers, peed off, right? Peed off by the fact that she didn't return what he wanted, right? He's going to give her leeway after leeway after leeway until he explodes because nice guys don't know how to vocalize how they feel. Right? So he's going to be in trouble. He's going to be in big, big trouble. Okay? And then let me show you where it got really, really scary. Y'all don't know. You see, it wasn't the meat part that was scary. Oh, no, no, no. Let me play it for you. Let me see this part if I can get it for you guys. Okay. I want to see if I can get it. All right. So, play this little part here.
Bread. Now I'm like,
Eat it. Eat it.
I'm gonna.
Honestly, if you don't eat the bread, it's going to be really unattractive.
Holy fuck, I'm always being tested.
Boom. There we go. Do you hear what he said? See, when I picked up on that, he's picking up on things. But he himself's betraying himself. Right? And people get angry when they betray themselves. He's betraying himself. He betrayed himself. Right? You know, the whole point here is he said, listen, he said, oh, you know, I'm dying to try the bread. He already said he's dying to try the bread. And she's like, if you don't eat the bread, that's so unattractive. She's already started her toxicity. She's already started her toxicity, yo. The disrespect of Kyle has already started. We're day one in, and the disrespect has started because she doesn't respect you. Right? And this is why I'm saying to you, I learned the lesson, and I've learned it time and time again. When you don't hold firm your boundaries, when you don't let people know, hey, I don't like that, stop that. Stop that, I don't like that. I don't play with that stuff. Stop that. I don't play with that. Don't do that. You see, the reason why, and look, here's the thing. For me, right? And I want to just kind of give a bit more background to this to make it more understandable for people. People get into these situations because they don't like conflict, or, you know, someone like Kyle might not like conflict, or he doesn't want to upset the other person because he wouldn't want to be upset. So the truth of the matter is, the reason why he doesn't tell her this is my boundary is really not about her, but it's about how he would feel some type of way if she was to tell him a boundary, right? And it's like, I don't want to tell you how I feel because I don't want you to feel bad, but it's not really about her, it's about you. And so you begin to project, right, onto the situation. And so instead of just telling her, hey, look, you know, I'm sorry. Listen, I'm not going to eat the bread. And you know I'm not eating the bread. Stop that. Right? Now, when you give people boundaries, you know who they really are. Yeah? When you give people boundaries, you will know who they really are. I'm sure you guys know this. For instance, let's say, right? Let's say someone's been borrowing money for you a couple of times now. And you tell them, hey, look, do you know what? I'm not borrowing any more money to you again. Okay? I've borrowed it a few times now. And, you know, I'm no longer want to be in a situation where I'm consistently having to lend you money. I'm sorry, but I'm not going to lend you any more money. Now, watch how they behave. If they flip out, if they start getting angry, if they start getting all snarky, if they start trying to manipulate you and start being emotionally manipulative towards you, then you know how they feel about you. They're using you. They're using you. Right? Now, there are obviously exceptions to the rule. Some people are just angry in a moment. But majority of the time, people are using you. That they understood that at a point in time, when you have boundaries up, right? You have boundaries up. And when you didn't have those boundaries up, you were the best. As soon as you put the boundaries up, you're no longer the best. Why? Because they were using you. They don't like the new you. As soon as Kyle puts up these boundaries, he will know who she is. He will know. Right? He'll know straight away. Let's watch a little bit more.
Eat it, you're a guy. Like, a guy that doesn't eat the bread's weird to me. When I first saw Kyle, like, it kind of scared me in a way, and I'm like, oh my God, like.
Do you see what she said again? She said, eat it, you're a guy. A guy doesn't eat bread is weird to me. She's actually saying you're not a guy if you don't eat bread. So the problem here is the disrespect has now gone onto his masculinity, onto his manhood. And the reason, and this is, you know what? The reason why she's in this position now is because she too has not healed. She too is also operating from a place of insecurity. And you see, in times of insecurity, when you're in a situation like this, you're bound to usurp power rather than accept it and still remain in a place of vulnerability. What I mean by this, not every woman hearing Kyle do what he did for her would take advantage and then begin to disrespect his manhood and be toxic towards him. Not every woman would do that. But any woman who's operating from a place of insecurity will utilize that in that moment as a power usurping moment and destroy the man there. Because she doesn't want him. She's self-sabotaging. And so self-sabotaging is turning into toxicity. The trouble is too, she doesn't know how to end it. She really should end it. But instead of ending it, she becomes toxic herself because she herself has issues with people pleasing herself. Or I should say even just has issues with being able to be direct and let the person know what it is. She's also got problems. Because why is it when you're seeing somebody who is in a vulnerable state that you look to take advantage of them? That speaks volumes about you. Yeah. See, it goes both ways. Of course, women want to have boundaries, and women want to be safe and nurtured and cared for. But if a woman chooses an opportunity when she can see that you're not of a certain level to abuse you, or so I should say to take advantage of you rather than just leaving the relationship, that speaks about her. If she's willing to stay and make it toxic for you, that also speaks about her too. So we got two people who are refusing to move in a healthy manner. We're refusing to move in a healthy manner. right? Because she doesn't have to be here. She can leave. She can leave, but she decided she wanted to disrespect him instead. Anyway, let's move it on. We spoke enough about them. I don't think there's anything more to be saying. I mean, the end scene was the one that killed it, wasn't it, really? And I'm not sure. Did she pack her bags and leave? I'm not sure. Did she pack her bags and leave? I'm not sure. It looked like she packing her bags, bro. Let me see if I can get the clip for you guys. Where she told him that she's gonna go to her own room. She looked like she was packing her bags, bro. I was like, whoa. Old girl looking like she packing her bags to leave the place. But I think she went to her room. Did she leave or she went to her room? Because she was carrying them bags, baby. She was carrying them bags. You know what I'm saying? But old girl made sure. She said, I'm not going to sleep in the same bed as you. Oh, hold on, guys. Oh, I've got to kick myself out. Bloody hell, mate. Internet's on a mad thing, cuz. All right, cool. Hold on. Hold on, guys. Sorry about that. I had an absolute man. The internet went off. Hold on there. Oh my days. There we go. All right, cool. Sorry about that, guys. Here we go. Let's get back on. There we go. Sorry about that, guys. Whew. My internet went off, you know. They tried to do me dirty just because I was talking about the boy. Listen, it's mad in the dunya. Okay, listen. So, what was talking about? We were talking about the fact that she left. You know, she wasn't willing to stay in the same room. I said the fact that she didn't want to stay in the same room, that was enough for me. That was enough for me. That was a deal breaker. At that point, you know, I've got to say I'm over it. Do you know what I'm saying? At that point, I'm over it. Like, let's be honest. I'm done. You know. But, you know, again, let me bring it onto my screen so you guys can see. My God. Let's put this up here.
Want to, you know,
Yeah.
set boundaries.
Yeah.
I know you're probably
No,
like,
I just thought
oh,
that
God.
it's more bonding.
100%.
No.
So she said, I'm going to set boundaries. Oh, I don't usually set boundaries and it normally goes wrong. The less said, the better. Let's move it on because we've gone over an hour now and I want to shorten it because, you know, Married at First Sight be on soon. Let's talk about this whole situation because this is a big one. We're going to break this down. Hold on, let me make sure I edit this right. We're going to break this down because this is a big one. We're going to talk about Jarette. We're going to talk about Iyanna, and we're going to talk about Mallory as well. Okay, we're going to talk about them. Okay, it's needed to talk about. Okay, let's talk about these youths because what the frick is happening here? Okay, all right. Listen, this is the first. This is Mallory's real tears this time. Mallory was in tears this time. Okay, tears. In tears. All right, let's go to it.
More to that.
Now, these are proper tears from Mallory, you know. Proper tears, you know. Proper tears from this one, you know. Listen, proper tears, you know. Listen, she was bawling. Bawling. You see, and the reason why she's bawling is not just because she's connected with Jarette. It's the fact that she knows herself making a decision to choose Salvador. Yeah, it is the safety versus risk. I said again from the last episode, I said safety versus risk. You know, safety versus risk. And she chose the safety. Because the truth of the matter was, right, we saw how Jarette was behaving with Mallory. The guy was really trying to prove himself to the girl. He's trying to sell himself to the girl. Right? Someone says she don't trust black men. Let's be real. Listen. Let's be real. Listen. It could be. I'm not even going to say no, because they obviously must have discussed. They would have discussed their ethnic backgrounds, I'm sure. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm sure. But she was crying because, like I said, she knew the choice. She was denying a certain choice. And this is what I'm saying to you. When you're not healed, it makes it very difficult. I don't know if any of you heard it. I won't be able to find the clip. I doubt it. I wonder if I'll be able to get it, actually. There was a certain part in the conversation that she had with old boy Salvador, and it was something that she said that I knew. I said, this is why Jarette liked her and charmed her. Okay, all right. And also the fact that Mallory said she's emotionally unavailable. Choosing Salvador is like the better part of me. But if you're not ready for the better part of you, you're not going to be happy with the choice. Let me say it again. She said, hey, look, can I be honest with you? I thought I would always be emotionally unavailable till I met you, right? Which means you are emotionally unavailable to Jarette, which is probably why Jarette too was also feeling Mallory, because it creates the chase. It creates the illusion of wanting to go and get something that's unattainable. And then you had the complete opposite with Iyanna, who's just emotionally over there, open to you and sharing how she feels towards you. If you notice, twice, Jarette said this particular line. I love the fact that Iyanna loves me, and I love the fact that Iyanna gets me. How about you? What do you get Iyanna? How do you get Iyanna? But twice, Jarette said to us in two different places, Iyanna, I know that Iyanna loves me, and I know that Iyanna likes me. That's why he didn't want her. That's why he didn't want her. Because for him, it was too easy. She too open, too easy. And then he had the opposite with Mallory, who was difficult, a chase, somebody who's going to create a bit of mystery. I have to work to actually attain her. Issues. I said this from the last episode, didn't I? I said to you guys, notice the difference between what Jarette is doing with Mallory and what he's doing with Iyanna. I said in the last episode, I'm watching every episode, so I said to you, he's selling himself to Mallory. But with Iyanna, he's making her a therapist, an emotional safe space. Which one is he going to choose? The challenge. And this is the point as well. She did show her hand too quickly. She liked him too early, especially when you know he's dating other people. Right? Yeah. You know, so I was looking at it and I was like, okay, no, Mallory herself has her own issues, but let me get it to there, if I can get it there for you guys. Okay, I'll get the clip up, right? Okay, I'll get our clip up. We're gonna deal with him. Okay, let me get the clip up for you guys. Because when I heard it, I was like, wait, baby, you was emotionally unavailable. Like, how are you emotionally unavailable, babe? What's that about? You know what I mean? So, and we're gonna deal with Jarette. Don't worry, we're gonna deal with Jarette because old boy moving crazy up in here. If you're gonna have two women, pretty much. Let's go into this. I want to just bring this up to the screen, okay? Let me just bring this up to the screen for you guys, okay? All right, listen to this. Now I'm gonna pause it there, okay? All right. She started off with, you know, you kind of scare me a little bit because, all right, because of what? Because, you know, she's going to tell a story, okay? Now she's going to tell a story. Now, someone said, obviously, Mallory came with the nicknames. Remember what I told you on the very first episode? I said when people give you nicknames, it's ownership, right? You see, it depends on how the person says it. But I was saying it because I was seeing Mallory's energy. She gave him a nickname because it was ownership. It wasn't, oh, I'm cute and, you know, no, it was ownership. That's why I said if you watch my very first review on this show, I said the exact same thing. I said, when she said a nickname, be careful, because when people give you nicknames, it's normally about ownership. Exactly. Mallory was marking her territory. She knew exactly what she was doing. And because she's emotionally unavailable, that game is attractive. Right? Because what happens is in emotional unavailable people, they mask that energy with a chase. Right? And if you're healed, you'll start to chase, but you'll realize you're never catching and you'll quit. If you're not healed, what you'll keep on doing is keep on chasing. Because the emotionally unavailable person doesn't want to be caught. They always want to keep a little bit of distance between you and them. Right? So they mask it in this catch me if you can energy. Catch me if you can energy. Come get me if you can energy. You know what I'm saying? I'm here, but I'm not. Ooh. I'm here, but I'm not. Ooh. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh. You know what I'm saying? And they always seem to be elusive. And that in itself is an art of seduction, right? But again, when you're healed, you'll be drawn in. But after a while, you realize, what am I chasing for? You know what I'm saying? So this is why it's really important. But guys, why did Mallory think Sal was black? I don't think she thought he was black. I don't think she thought he was black. You know what I mean? Right? Someone said that's what men want. No. Men do want to chase, but the chase must come to an end. You know what I'm saying? Right? The constant elusiveness is attractive, but it's attractive to people who really aren't healed. The never-ending race is only attractive to people who aren't healed. See, when men are, you know, having women, right? Yes, we want a little bit of that elusiveness. We want you to not make it easy. But at the same time, not making it easy doesn't mean we never want to get you. You know what I'm saying? There's a fine balance. And unfortunately, she was emotionally unavailable. So, you know, yeah, let's get to it. Let's get to it. Now, she never gave these bars to Jarette. She said she was afraid to be emotionally available. Why would you be afraid to be emotionally available with Salvador? This gives more credence to us as an audience that when we said from the last review, we said that, oh, I don't think Jarette really is giving all the deep things to Mallory, now that kind of gives it credence. Right? That kind of gives it credence. Right? So now we kind of get a little bit of information that potentially, you know, he wasn't giving her all the deep stuff that he was giving Iyanna. Right? And so that's why she's a little bit scared to be emotionally available with him. You know? Because she didn't have to be emotionally available with Jarette. She wouldn't need to. Because he wasn't going that deep maybe with her. Potentially, I'm just trying to put it out there, right? But you saying that with Salvador, because he generally is going to live in his emotions. He generally is. Right? He generally is. Guys, no spoilers, please. No spoilers. No spoilers. Right? Yes, and this is the truth. And that's why, and again, the same thing that happens to Iyanna and Jarette is what's happened with Jarette and what's happened with Mallory and Salvador, right? Salvador needs to find Iyanna, and Jarette needs to find Mallory, right? And I think two people have the same energy here, or four of them have the same energy here. Two seem to be not be able to connect in their emotions very well, and the other two seem to be well connected with their emotions very well. Do you know what I'm saying? Right? So yeah. Yeah. So she said, yeah, she connected more with Sal over family. Yeah, she did. She did. And she probably don't. You know? Probably don't. Let's listen a bit more. Yeah, she married him because he was safe. Let's be honest. She wanted to marry him because he was safe. Let's be honest. He was safe. He cared about her feelings more than Jarette did. He was safe. Let's be honest. He was safe. He cared about her feelings more than Jarette could ever care about her feelings. She felt safe. You know? She felt safe. Okay? Now, let's fast forward on to Mallory. I meant to do Iyanna and Jarette, actually. I've been doing the wrong kind of person, but we'll come back onto them then. We'll come on to Jarette in a bit. Whilst I'm already here, we'll live in it here. Do you know what I mean? Okay? Now, let's have a look. Let's go fast forward. Olga was looking at him like she don't want to kiss, boy.
No, but oh my gosh, you are beautiful now.
Are you ready for the next part?
I'm ready. What are you feeling?
Excited and scared.
So obviously nothing really crazy happens here, you know what I'm saying? But she's about to admit that how she feels about the situation. She's not she's emotionally invested and attracted, but she's not attracted. You understand? It's not her typical type. I'm wondering what her type is. You know what I'm saying? And I'm wondering, it's strange. Listen, the internet is trying to do me dirty today. This is weird. Like, listen, my internet's gone off twice. That's super weird. Somebody's out here trying to get, man. But yeah. So like, someone's really trying to. they're trying to get at me because I'm putting Love Is Blind stuff on. Probably that's why they don't want me to show the clips, show the evidences. They're coming after my internet. Yeah, no. So sorry. What I was saying, obviously, about the relationship was that, you know, it unfortunately, you know, she wasn't feeling emotion. She wasn't feeling physically. So emotionally, she's connected.
I was trying to kiss
But
her.
also, he clocked, right? So let me put this clip here so you guys can see.
A little bit more, but I'm just, I don't know. The physical can grow, and it will, and I'm just excited to see her again.
Now, what's really interesting about this is that, you know what's interesting? When I heard it the first time, yeah, when he said, you know, things can grow, etc., etc., I was like, that's really weird for him to say. Why did he feel like he had to say that it can grow until you hear what happens next? That means he clocked. He was self-aware that she wasn't feeling him all the way. He clocked it. He understood that she wasn't feeling. See, that's a self-awareness. That's awareness right there. Right? Yeah, my enemies are after me, guys. Okay, my enemies are after me. Okay, I'm gonna need y'all to send me some cash apps. Okay, but he was aware, and that's a very important trait, that he didn't just blindly go into it. He could see something's not quite right, and he's right. Something wasn't quite right. Okay, something was not quite right, and what was not quite right? The issue was with the fact that she was not feeding him the exact same way. Right? She lacks him emotionally, but physically in her head, she is not there. Let's listen.
In my head, I'm very attracted to him emotionally, but physically, like, I don't know.
She don't know whether she like him physically. She don't know. Physically, she's not there. So, you know, old girl here, yeah, is in her mind, this is probably not going to work. And I'll tell you why. Because she values the outer shell. She does value outer looks. She does. She values the looks. I'm telling you, man, this stuff is difficult. Because to remove the looks is very, very hard. Very, very hard. You know? So when you've come out of talking, yeah, you've had your talks and conversations, but what do they look like? What do they look like? That's the key question there. What do they look like? Because when you come out eventually, that's the face you're going to be seeing every night before you go to bed. You ain't seen their personality. You've seen their face. All right? It is what it is. Someone said she likes black men but can't take them home. Oop. You're probably right. I think you're right on that. You know? I think you're right on that. I think you are right on the money on that. Okay. Let's go to the conversation with Jarette and Iyanna, because oh boy, do I enjoy, oh my days. This one was a whole heap of madness. I cannot explain it. Jesus, you have filled me to the sky. You know, let's just have a little look.
Connection is cool, our connection is strong, but I feel strongly about someone else. I didn't get the response that I wanted, you know? Also don't want you to feel like you're like your second fiddle, because
now I don't know how you can think anything else. Okay, I don't know how you can think anything else. Okay, but she's second fiddle. There's no way to spin. Like, I tried to think in my head, how do I spin this to make it like, you know, how do we spin it? How do we spin it so it's like that it's not second fiddle? Maybe there's an actual way. Like, how do we spin this and there is no way to spin it? There's nowhere to spin it. Right? Now, he actually didn't propose to Mallory. He asked the question, what would you do if I proposed? Right? The difficulty here is The difficulty here, yeah, all right, is that you have difficulty here is that you have a knowledge of someone else. But you was, and here's the thing, proposal is not a small thing. Right? Proposal is not a small thing. So, to be honest, man, all you can really say is, brother Jarrett, why do you think it would be a good idea to go and then try to propose to old girl? We're going to deal with him proper. Don't worry.
As I still envision, you know, what marriage would be like with you.
I was so sure that I wanted to be with you.
And that is the keyest problem here. You see, in my head, I really was trying to think in my head, how do we sell this a different way? How do you tell yourself you're not second fiddle? How do we do that? Right? I really was trying to think in my head, how do we do this? Right? How do we do it? And then all I could think was, there's no way to spin this for any of them to think it's a good idea. There's no way. And you say you want to propose. Now, here's the thing. You may, in his head, he may tell himself a lie that I didn't make a choice between Mallory and Iyanna. But he made a choice between Mallory and Iyanna. Right? He made a choice. Because the moment he went to Mallory first to talk to her, the moment he went to Mallory first to have a conversation, the moment he went to Mallory to ask her, hey, you know what? I want to be able to I want to be able to basically ask you if you want to be able to if you what would you say if I married you? That question there was you testing the waters, and anything after that, Iyanna can't be involved. So now you go into Iyanna, that is, bro. And listen, Jax, you're right. The way he cried for Mallory, it's not a small thing. It's not a small thing. The way he wept, even Jesus didn't weep like that. The way he was there. But listen, let me give you a physical example of what happened, bro. Man took a towel. He took a towel after he went back in the boys' room. Took a towel, did this against the window pane. He came and sat down on a seat and said, you can't spin that, bro. You can't spin that, bro. You cannot spin that, bro. You can't spin that and go to another girl and be like, but I was considering both of you. Not the way you cried. Not the way you cried. Exactly, Jasmine. Not the way you cried. Not the way you cried. The way you cried is like, fam, that, and someone said it, like it was a funeral. He cried like it was a funeral. And it was a funeral. He died that day. So now choosing Iyanna, it can't be done. Not this quickly. It can't be done. You just cried. Your eyes. Listen, I felt sorry for the kid. I'm not gonna lie to you, I watched him on my screen. If you can stand against a window pane, I want you to understand this. I want you to understand. We've all been here. When you're in pain, and you stand against a window pane, and my jogging bottoms, don't watch that. And you crying here. And you lean up again. He did this. He leaned. Listen, he leaned, you know. He leaned this. Who's this? Fam, when you're eating a towel, that should tell you, brother, there is nowhere else to go. You are not going to go for this other woman. You're not interested in her. You're not. Because you can't weep like that. You can't weep like that. You cannot weep like that. It's not towels, my talking bottoms. You can't weep like that. Right? And then go to another woman. So what he did is he settled. And Iyanna became the settled individual person. Right? Iyanna became the buck stop. Iyanna became the safety net. Nah. He'd be crying hard. Let me show you. No, let me show you, fam. The crying that he did. My God. Let me show you the tears that he did. Nah, the weeping was mad. And I'm not trying to cuss him. I'm not even saying it was even soft. It's just letting me know you really liked Mallory, and that's okay. But let's not pretend Iyanna was in the frame, sir. Let's not pretend. Look at the tears. Look at the tears. Look at the tears. Ah, missed it. Hold on. We need to see the window pane, because the window pane was mad. Man was doing Justin Timberlake. Nah, look at the walk, brother. Look at the walk, brother. Do you see that? No. Do you see what he did? Listen, do you see how he walked into the room? Did you see how he walked into the room? That should tell you everything you need to know. This brother, I am not cussing him for crying. I am cussing him for going after Iyanna after you wept like Justin Timberlake. This doesn't make sense. Do you see what I'm saying? When you weeping like Cry Me a River, then I don't want to hear your voice. I want to hear Pim if you go to Iyanna. You should have gone and told her, I chose somebody else and I'm exiting the process. I appreciate you. We had a good connection, but I've chosen someone else. And unfortunately, I can't go along. Someone said, oh boy was torn. Yeah, he's torn. He's torn about Mallory. He's not torn about Iyanna. He's torn about Mallory. He's not torn about Iyanna. You understand? You can cry. I don't mind you crying, bro. It's real. Because remember, these people have gone to a depth and a deep place. Enough to get to a point where they want to marry the person. That's deep. I'm not going to cuss you for crying. Right? I'm cussing you for crying like that and then going for Iyanna. I don't care about the crying. The crying is normal. If you're a man, I will respect it. You cried once. It's not like you've been crying the whole entire season. It's okay. But for you to go after Iyanna, you are bluffing. So now I have to look at the crying differently. Let's look at the walk. Look. Jeez. Bro, when you cry into an opaque window, that's barely visible. I don't know what the word is for one that's slightly visible, slightly opaque, slightly transparent. There's another one. Is it translucent? Fam, when you take something and when you cry like that, brother, there is no comebacks. There's no comebacks. There is no comebacks for that. Let's be honest. So I'm not cussing him for crying. I'm cussing him because you went back and went and chose a woman after you've done Cry Me a River. You don't get to say I'm being honest and I really want you. No, you don't. You're crying into your thing like that. And Mallory too. She's bawling as well. Come on, she's out here crying as well. No. Okay.
Oh my God.
Even the towel is soaked. Even the towel is soaked with his tears, bro. That's how much he was crying, bro. Listen, I'm not gonna bar you for crying, bro. He was crying because that's who he truly wanted. That's who he truly wanted. See, tears like that it's not a peak, but that's who he really wanted. He wanted Mallory. So if you go into wanting Iyanna, now I'm looking at you dangerously because you know that she's never going to live up to what you really want. It will be a matter of time before she gets on your nerves. It will be a matter of time before you get pissed off with Iyanna. It will be a matter of time before you get so annoyed you discard Iyanna because it's not what you wanted, right?
I can't go anymore.
Man didn't even go for tissue, you know. Man didn't even go for tissue. He went for a towel. I need you to deep how much crying the guy was doing. He didn't go for a tissue. He went for a towel. A towel. When you crying like, that's a different type of cry, sir. For you to go and grab towel. You know? So, you know, Iyanna's been put, and Iyanna is not his first choice, and that is so painful because she decided to accept his proposal, which is mad, which speaks a lot about her. But I want to stick on Jarette because we need to see this part. Okay, we need to see this part. We need to see this part. Nah, you can't cry like that and think that's normal. Man was crying and his nose was running. Fam, this is real crying. He's crying and your nose is running? Crying and your nose is running. That's a deep cry, bro. That's not a cry that you do for someone you don't really care about. That's a cry that you do for someone who, you know, fam, literally has passed away. And come and see Mumu friends. Come and see some Kwasi 7 friends. These are some bad friends. Oh my days, guys. Oh my days. Oh my days. Oh my days, guys. I remember now. I was saying, who does he remind me of? I was like, who does he remind me of? And I remember who he reminds me of. Let me see if I can get the photo up. Yeah, I'm gonna get you the photo, guys. Hold on. Let me get you the photo. Oh my days. I was thinking, bro, I knew I recognized him from somewhere, but it's not him, but he looks like someone. So my face couldn't picture who it was. So let me show you. Let me hold you. Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna show when you get it, guys, when you get it, you're gonna know who he looks like. You're gonna know who it is. You're gonna see it. And you ain't gonna be able to unsee it. Let me just show you. Let me just show you, guys. Let me just show Okay, let me just show you. This is who he looks like. I couldn't put my finger on it, but now I know the guy from the Shy. I knew his face. I was like, this is the guy who he looks like. I knew. Man. I knew his face was reminding me of someone, and I couldn't think who it was. And it's him. He just reminds me of him so much. You know, same kind of thing. Yeah, man. No, you're not telling me that it doesn't look like him. No, he looks like him. Come on, guys. Come on. You can't tell me they don't look alike. You can't tell me he don't look like Jason Mitchell. You can't tell me that. Come on, guys. Come on. He looked like. Come on. He be looking like him. Come on. You're saying no, but he looks like him. Come on. You think I'm bluffing? Come on. Nah, he be looking like him, cause he be looking like him, and a mixture of him and who's the guy? I can't remember. I think he's a sprinter. Anyway. Listen. Let me get back onto the show. Let me get back to the show. Someone said not all black people look alike. Someone said look like Corey from That's So Raven. Are you sure? Nah. Yeah, do you know what? I kind of see it. I kind of see it. Yeah. Nah. Who's saying no? Corey. Young Jock. Yes, I think it's Young Jock. That's who the artist I was thinking. I'm thinking of Young Jock. I was thinking, yeah, Young Jock, how he kind of looks a bit like him. You know what I mean? I was thinking Young Jock a little bit, you know. Yeah, Young Jock would be someone I'm thinking he looks like. Yeah. Yeah, a little bit. I see what you're saying. I see where you're going with that. But it's not the closest one. We'll have to think of somebody else. You know. Who's a sprinter for America? I'm trying to figure out the sprinter for America. What's his name? He got done for drugs a little bit. What's his name? He's pretty fast. He was really fast. I'm trying to remember. Who was a sprinter for America? The male. Oh my gosh. What was his name? Yeah, Justin Gatlin. It kind of gave me Justin Gatlin vibes. It gave me a little bit Justin Gatlin. I don't know. It gave me a little bit Justin Gatlin vibes. Just a tiny bit. Just tiny bit. But his face is too babyish for that. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I don't think I looked at Justin Gatlin and I said, nah, it's a bit like him, but not too much like him. Do you know what I mean? I was like, let me see Justin Gatlin, see if a little bit Justin Gatlin, not too much. I said, slightly. It's not too much like him, slightly. He's a handsome man, Justin Gatlin. Anyway, let's get back onto the show. Sorry, let's get back to the show. So, what was I saying? All right, let me get back into the show, bro. Listen, hey, we got that live. You know what I'm saying? All right, so let's play the clip again. You know, a clip where we are, fam. Listen, you got bad advice. Let's just bring this onto the screen so you guys can see it. All right.
She said, "No, my fellas are stronger for someone else."
You can tell me that, like, seriously, like.
Now, it's about there's a vice that's coming right now, which is about to be politically bad, right? This advice is coming from the pit of hell, okay? This advice here is coming from the pit of hell, okay? Because the men don't understand that by him asking her, he didn't have to propose. He asked a question which was basically a proposal. You know what I'm saying? So let's this. Okay, let's do this.
Fuck off right now. But I know you're connected with Iyanna. You know she's very into you as well. Everybody knows she is.
Yeah, Iyanna is into him, but you chose another girl. And it's like, Jarette, what are you doing? And see, the truth of the matter is, yeah, you take a gamble and you lose. And sometimes you lose two. Because you had a choice between the two women. You had to make a choice. And you chose the wrong woman. And then you come back later on and say, I know that Iyanna likes me and loves me. If you know Iyanna likes you and loves you, but you were willing to, I need you to let's deep this. Let's just deep this, right? Remember, he's had a conversation, okay, with Sal, and knows that Mallory has to make a choice between the two of them. Right? He knows Mallory has to make a choice between him and Salvador. But he also knows that Iyanna likes him and loves him. So why choose Mallory? So now if you choose Mallory and then go back to Iyanna when you had information knowing that Iyanna liked you and loved you, I cannot believe that when you go back to Iyanna, that's you going to Iyanna when you really want her. That in itself is showing poverty of mindset, because what happens is you lost the one that you really wanted and you settled. Then now this woman's going to suffer and get the second best of you. Because here's what, you weren't trying to impress Iyanna, you were trying to impress Mallory. You were impressing Mallory. So you weren't trying to impress Iyanna because Iyanna had you emotionally already. You ain't about to start impressing Mallory now. I mean, impressing Iyanna now. Because you weren't doing it before. Right? So the truth of the matter is, he should have left Iyanna alone. Because he cannot give her his fullest and his best, because his fullest and best went with Mallory. Now, had this could have worked out, right? You see, if you really want to be strategic and you really wanted to make this work for you, you would have let Salvador go in there first. Right? I think somebody said it actually, that he was competing. Right? I think someone said that he was competing. Yeah, he wants to get in before Sal, right? Had he allowed Salvador to go in first, and Mallory said she wanted Salvador, you'd have been like, all right, cool, I can go for Iyanna now. Nobody questions it. We'd have never known the wiser, right? But you were so intent on trying to either compete or get ahead of Salvador, or, you know, try to win, that you went in there first. You jumped in there first. You went to ask her, and Mallory broke your heart. And now there's actually no comeback to Iyanna. See, Iyanna could question it, but now she really is second choice, because now you've actually shown your hand. Right? Now you've shown your hand. Because you already knew that Mallory had to make a choice. Why were you rushing to go and speak to Mallory? No, actually deep it. Why was he rushing to go and speak to Mallory when he knows Mallory has to make a choice between him and Salvador? She's going to have to make a choice. It doesn't matter who gets in there first, because she's going to make a choice. Do you see what I'm saying? She's going to make a choice regardless. So the fact is, you were running in there to try and get in there first, get your stamp on there, right? Because you're confident about it, and she broke your heart. Right? She broke your heart. But you wouldn't have had to do that if you just allowed Salvador to go first. Now, it doesn't make a difference, because he's still in his mind, right? In his mind, there may have been a comeback had Salvador gone first. But the moment he verbalized and committed to Mallory, even in the cutscenes before that, he was even saying about how Mallory, this will be our 50th anniversary. So even me saying him going and not going first, he still made a choice, because in the cutscene he said, me and Mallory, this will be our 50th year anniversary, which means you chose already. You knew who you're choosing. So all that bull crap about I had two options, no. And this is what I'll keep telling people all the time when I say that I'm ready to love, and people get at me, and I keep saying to you, there is no second choice. The second choice is your settling choice. Right? Your second choice oftentimes is your settling choice. And people who are unhealthy, their number one usually is out of the stratosphere. Then we're never going to get them. The second choice is probably more your level, which is why you settle with them. Right? But in this particular case, okay, second choice, there is none. It's one and only. It's one and only. One and only. Right? So, yes, you wanted Mallory. That was your first choice and your only choice. Your only choice. right? If you start developing feelings for Mallory, you're not gonna have feelings for the same feelings for for Iyanna. I don't know if he was dealing with anti-blackness. I can't say for sure if he was dealing with anti-blackness. The reason why we have backups, right, is that so that we don't get overly invested in the first option. The reason why you have a backup is so that you don't get overly invested in the first option. And there's a quiet hope in the back of your mind. Maybe they'll come through good. Maybe they'll show me something that will impress me and I'll be convinced and persuaded. But most of the time, we're not convinced and we're not persuaded. The backup is there so that you don't get too entangled in the first one, so that you have options, so that you have power, and so you don't become overly attached to the first option. Right? So, old boy here going to Iyanna at the advice of the two man them, I'm like, no. He plotted in his head 50-year anniversary of Mallory already. In his head. He plotted it. Yeah, so Iyanna, man, baby, why did you say yes? Why did you say yes, Iyanna? When we say yes, yes to your will, yes to your will, but my heart says yes. Listen, I was like, baby, listen, you don't need to be here, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't need to say yes to this guy. And that, again, talks about how she values herself. Because she knew herself, she was second best. He knew herself. Right? So he knew himself that she knew herself that she was second best and still accepted his proposal. That also speaks loudly about her and her confidence and how she views herself. Right? That's sad, man. That's sad. It's a peak thing. Right? And yeah, you're right, Jasmine. And the reason why is because her confidence is down already. Her confidence is down already. Everything about her is like, she gives in to him way too easy, which is why he didn't want to be with her. And that's why he can go back to her, because she already had made it known what she wanted to do. She made it obvious. She made it obvious that she was a backup plan. She made it very obvious she was a safety net. She made it very obvious that she wanted. And do you know what? That actually wouldn't have been a problem. Had she, when he proposed and said, what do you take me for? What do you take me for? You take me for an idiot? Nah. Jay says it was between the two. It wasn't between the two of them. It never, listen, let me be very frank with you. Anybody that tells me I had two options and they were equally the same, I tell them that none of them are your choice. None of them are your choice. If both parties equally are number one, none of them are your choice. We always have one higher than the other. Now, the gap between the one and the two may be varying for different people, but they're always one. If you're monogamous anyway, right? For those people who are polygamous, I don't know how it works for them. But those of us who are monogamous, there is always one. So the excuse of he was torn between the two of them doesn't make sense when you decided to tell us Mallory is going to be 50. It's going to be a 50th year anniversary. So it was never the two of them. So he can spin it as much as he wants. He can say, oh, I had Iyanna too, and I envisaged marriage life with her, and I envisaged married life with Mallory too, but you made a choice. But you made a choice. Right? Jay, I'm hearing ya, but it was never between the two of them. It was listen, look, as a man, you know, I know the bullshit we talk about. I know the bull crap that we spit. This is bull crap. Because you know exactly when you're playing this. Listen, if you're a player and you have women around you, you know what it is. You can have 2-3 different women around on your tail and you're connecting with them and you're getting to know them, right? Okay? And you're seeing them, right? But the truth of the matter is, in your mind, in your hearts of hearts, you know exactly who's 1 and who's 2. You know exactly who you'd rather choose. And if you don't, none of them are your choice. None of them. None of them. You know what I'm saying? If you have 2 people equally at the same, then none of them are the choice. Neither of them are your favorite choice. You're just dealing with 2 people at the same time, and they're supporting your ego. But if you really want both of them, there's one that you want more than the other. If you really want someone. So I know he said, I see both of them and I saw a vision of them being both married. Yeah, I agree. You did see a vision of you being married to Iyanna, and you declined it because you went for Mallory. Right? You see, the way that humans think, all right, we don't always tell the truth, and that's the problem with us, right? We don't always tell the truth. And we're not always honest with ourselves. And we're not always honest with our actual decision. Let me tell you, let me even show you something. What did he say to Iyanna when he got in the room? He said, I don't want you to feel like second fiddle. Why do you think he said, I don't want you to feel like second fiddle? Because he was conscious and aware that by making a conversation with Mallory, he didn't even propose to Mallory, but by making a conversation with Mallory, it would automatically donate that she would be second choice. So a man especially knows, he knows. And if you don't know, you need to be more aware because you're causing damage. You know who's number 1, you know who's number 2. And if neither are number 1, then that means nobody is your choice. You're just using them. You're using them for timekeeping sake. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking at it and I'm just like, okay, I'm hearing, I'm seeing it, bro. I appreciate, Jarette for sharing that information with her, but you know that she's second choice, you know what I mean? And unfortunately, Iyanna should have rejected it because she heard it. She even completed the sentence for him when he said, I don't want you to feel like, and she was like, and she whispered it, second choice. Yes. So if you accept it, Iyanna, if you accept it, that tells me that you want to be someone's second choice. You're desperate for love that you allow yourself to be in a position where you accept second choice. Oh, she did leave eventually first time. Yeah, she did leave. And then she went back, had a second conversation with him, and fell into the trap. Because she wanted to be married. She wanted to be loved. And she wanted to be cared for. But the truth is, she have never said yes, man. Oh boy, he's tripping.
I mean, love is scared, but I feel like I have enough. I know what I need to know that, what I'm saying, this can be successful.
All right, I'm gonna rewind it because there's a part I wanted to get to, bruv. It's a Mazzoline. Because this conversation, let's go back to it. It's crazy.
Will you marry me?
Now you best believe if you tell me you best believe if a girl comes to tell me she wanna marry me, she wanna make a nigga wanna marry me. If a girl's gonna tell me she wants to marry me after she chose someone else, I told you my story that I've been here before, you know. I told you guys my story where I was a sucker. I told you guys this already. I told you my story already, guys, that I was a big sucker before, you know, for a girl. Because I was low on self-esteem, and I put myself in a position where the person had to tell me, you know, they chose someone else, and I begged them. Are you mad? And that's what I know where this is coming from. I know where Iyanna's coming from. It's low self-esteem, a lack of a value of oneself, feeling like you're gonna be alone on your own forever. No. How can you accept this proposal? Let's go.
That.
Oh, girl, you walking up and down like you're about to start praying in tongues. There's a reason why. Because you know it's a very bad idea. It's a very bad idea. Someone said he was still crying. It's a very bad idea. Very bad. There is nothing good about this idea. There's nothing good about this idea. Right? Nothing. Let's play.
That is not what I expected you to say.
Okay, now she's about to ask a question. I paused it before there. She's about to say something. Right? Exactly, T. Exactly. If you don't say yes, immediately it's a no. Yeah. Listen, that pause said everything we need to know. Yo, when he said he had a long conversation with God, I said, God is sending angels your way to fight you, because there's no way you were talking to someone else. You know what I mean? Ooh, Chile. Let's touch a little, just last bit.
You have no hesitation.
I wouldn't be standing right here asking you to marry me if I did.
I'll be honest, like, I'm really scared.
Baby, no, you don't need to be scared, baby. You need to get out of there. Okay? Yeah? You don't need to be scared. You need to get the frick out of there. Okay? A bomb's about to go off and you're about to get blown to pieces. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot, man. It's a lot. Oh, man. You know, the brother, she even said, listen, you got no hesitation. Why are you asking, have you got any hesitation? And this is what I'm trying to say. When people are not healed and they don't have value for themselves, we're asking dumb questions and then we're saying dumb speeches because we're in a dumb place. And she asked him about she even asked him about Mallory. It's actually mad, you know. She actually asked him about Mallory, and he couldn't answer. Let me get a clip for you. He asked him about Mallory, and he couldn't answer. Why did you continue, Iyanna? It's madness. Let me get a point for you guys. Oh my God, he said I got a long talk with God this morning. That's what sold it. That's what sold it. It's a long talk with God part, right?
I had a long talk with God this morning, and
you know what? He might as well just said, listen, God told me you're my wife, man. He might as well just told her, God told me you're my wife. He might as well just told her, God said you're my wife. He might as well just told her, God said you're my wife. Because when you say I had a long talk with God, that's what you're really aiming at. You know, God told me you're my wife. God told me after I cried into my towel that you're my wife. right? It's just like, bro, like, you know that's not what you was about, fam.
Listen, Iyanna,
Madness. He's about to ask her to marry her. Now, I wanna. Someone say he's talking to himself. I wanna even go back to the part where I want to see if I can get that part up where he speaks to her the first time round, and he tells her about the situation, because that is the key part. You know what I'm saying? Like when she asks him, "Would you have chosen him?" and he, he literally cannot give an answer. Let me see if I can get it for you guys. He literally said he couldn't give an answer. It was madness, bro, on the ends, bro. I just... I think I got it. Let me get it for you guys. It's crazy up in it. Oh, here we go, guys. I got it for you guys. I got it for you guys. It's going to get painful.
All you needed to propose?
And then I'm Bad Man as well, because the song was banging as well. Say something, I'm gonna give up on you. Them man know what they're doing. Look, sis, you had ample opportunity, and this is what we're talking about, red flags, ignoring them. You asked him a question. If she had said yes, would you have? And he's and he's umming and ahhing. That is your answer. And again, these are lessons that some of us have to learn, because when we don't learn them, we end up in really bad situations. I've been there. I've learned my lesson. Ignoring the blatant red flag in front of you. Ignoring the blatant red flag. You know? A blatant red flag. So when he doesn't answer it, sis, that is your answer. Ladies and gentlemen, if you ask someone a very direct question and they umming and ahhing like that, that is your answer. You ain't got to ask for another answer. That is your answer. Okay? That is your answer.
like it would have, honestly, like I just would have, it would have been a,
I'll be the one if you want me to.
I don't know.
I don't know. After I don't know. Man out here sounding like Teletubby. Nah, listen, sound like a dialect. Listen, bro, no, you need to know. Because you don't need to be here if that's the answer. You don't need to be here. So if Iyanna, you see all of this and you don't answer the question and you don't realize you're the problem too. And he is a problem because when he was asked that question, why didn't he wake up and be like, you know what, you're right. That's a good question. I shouldn't even be here. I shouldn't even be here. But his selfishness, his want for love, his insecurities, him knowing that she will like him and want him, he settled. Like a lot of men do. And this is why I'm going back to the very beginning of what we spoke about when I said about when I was in the gym earlier on today. I do not want to get with a girl just because I'm settling. I want to want what I want and I want to get what I want. You understand? I'm not trying to settle. I want to get what I want. I want what I want. Okay? I'm not trying to settle. You know what I'm saying? So this is the definition of the settling we're talking about. This is not who you wanted. You wanted somebody else, Jarette, and instead you settle because you couldn't get who you wanted, when really you should have waited and gone out again and got who you actually wanted. Should have waited. Right? That's what the last little bit here.
Anywhere I would have followed you.
Y'all can't tell me he doesn't look like Jason Mitchell. I'm sorry. Y'all can't tell me he doesn't look like Jason Mitchell. Y'all can't tell me he don't look like Jason Mitchell in that scene. And that is the end of the review, guys. Listen, I don't think there's anything more to say about these two. I'm waiting for episode 4. We'll be back here on Thursday, much more earlier because we have Married at First Sight. But we will see you again tomorrow night for episode 4. Listen, it's getting too mad. Maybe I'll do episode 4. Maybe I'll do episode 5. I might do it in one go. That way Friday, the new episodes come out and I'll start next week. You know what I'm saying? No, actually, no, I'm free on Friday. So we're good. We're good. You know what I'm saying? So we'll do 4 and then we'll do 5 on Friday. So listen, guys, stay locked, stay loaded. We appreciate you. Thank you for coming out for 2 hours, 10 minutes. If you guys have missed Married at First Sight, my bad, but I really appreciate you. Jay, good to see you too. We will talk tomorrow, okay? All right? Don't spoil it now. Okay? Don't spoil it now. But make sure you grab... Listen, if you're in pain and you got some tears, make sure you grab your jogging bottoms, grab your towel. And breathe, okay? Breathe, okay? Breathe, okay? Breathe. Okay? Appreciate you guys. Stay locked, stay loaded. We will see you again very, very soon.